love Formula One because I'm intrigued by the amount of engineering that goes into it, the amount of speed these drivers take, and the risk-dare reward that comes with the sport itself.
Welcome to the first ever Formula One Esports Championships in Uganda. And this is proudly brought to you by Next Level Pro Gaming. And I'll be your commentator, Moses Ichodo.
My name is Emron, and I will be your commentator for the first ever Ugandan Esports Formula One competition.
Racing for Makerere F1 community is Gerard, aka Hamilton. Racing for, that is Bugolobi community, that is Black Oak F1 community, you have Kadugala, that is Mohire. And then for the Gardens F1 club, the none other than Eric and B-Wall. They'll be racing for Gardens F1 club.
Hi, my name is Eric from Gardens, Nigeria F1 Club, Formula One enthusiast. I like Formula One, I like engines, I like speed, I like adrenaline. I've been driving from the age of 12.
My name is Mohire, aka Kadugala, and I'm going to be racing in the first ever esports championship at Next Level Gaming. I love speed because it is part of me. My family races, everyone in my family just goes as fast as they go. I love Formula One because of this particular reason, because these are very, very fast cars.
My name is Samuel King Sanya, and I love Formula One and motorsport purely for the adrenaline, the winning strategies, the cars, the overcuts and the undercuts, the competition. Catch me representing the Moving Ads Formula One community in Uganda's first ever Esports Formula One Championship.
What's up, people? My name is Gerald, also known as Hamilton. The reason why I like Formula One is basically my nickname, Hamilton, because he's a 7-time world champion. And he's done that as a black man, you know that's very possible. So I'm going to be there on the 17th of August, racing for the Makerere Formula One community at the Next Level Experience via Chevando alongside Gayaza Road. So be there to watch me because I got aggressive overtakes like Verstappen, though I'm a Hamilton fan.
Come support us for our first ever Formula One E-Championships.
Happening at Next Level Pro Gaming Arena. And that is at Akamwesi Mall along Gayaza Road. You don't want to miss anything. Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome back to the Next Level Experience Championship. It's the first of its kind in the country. And we are having Joel Kamadi from Next Media. We're having B-Wall from Gardens F1. We have Samuel King from Moving Ads, Kadugala from Black Oaks, Eric from Gardens F1, and Hamilton from Makerere Formula One community. It's really, really one of those championships. And we are on with the quali. We are in Baku, of course, for those who don't know, that's Azerbaijan. And this is a street race. So you have to be absolutely careful with the different corners. It's a narrow track. It has some very good long sectors, and the corners are quite sharp as well. So if you, by God's grace, kiss the barriers, the chances of you losing so much time are high.
B-Wall kisses the barrier.
B-Wall is a little tense, isn't he? B-Wall has to relax. He's got to relax. Eric is giving it everything. Kadugala is in pole, B-Wall is in second, Hamilton is in second now, B-Wall is in third, Eric is in fourth, and like we said, the barriers, you have got to avoid the barriers. And Hamilton will have to start from the back of the grid because his lap has been invalidated.
And just like that, he will have to start from the back of the grid. And the mistake from last weekend comes back to haunt him.
Is it a case of him panicking from last weekend?
Yes, he's trying to. I would like to think he's trying to overcompensate.
And that could really come to haunt him in the race again because he has to keep calm. Kadugala had a lot of time for him to really breathe it in and try to calm down, and he's ultimately calmed down. And Kadugala sets what a fastest lap from Kadugala, and he will start in pole. Samuel King, who last weekend was struggling, gets to start in second. What a race we are going to have, ladies and gentlemen.
Where does our race winner start from? Previous race winner?
Our previous race winner will start from 9th position as well. Not where he would want to be. But you know what? That's actually going to set it incredibly well for us because that only means the overtakes are going to be incredible and we're going to have some incredible yellow flags as well. It's lights out, away we go. Not the kind of start Kadugala would have wanted, but the kind of start Samuel King would have wanted because, and there we go. Samuel King has been knocked.
How unfortunate. How
unfortunate
through no
because
fault of his own.
And Joel is also into the barriers. Not the race he wanted to have.
Hamilton is already in 4th.
Eric is really struggling with that steering. But he's gaining back into it. B-Wall finds himself in no man's land because he's into second position, right behind race leader Kadugala.
And Kadugala stretches his legs with a 1.3 second advantage, 1.6 second advantage rather.
Eric is into second now, but he loves kissing that wall.
Oh, Eric, no, Hamilton just kissed the wall heading into the Casa section, unfortunately. So that had to compromise him heading into.
Oh, these two. Oh no! Hamilton
has been given a warning for causing a collision, so you'll have to drive carefully. And he drops back to 9. Joel, a perfect start.
Joel, the race leader in Italy, finds himself in unfamiliar territory because guess what? He's 10th. Oh, Hamilton yet again into the barriers. This is not the kind of race the championship leader would have wanted to have. Absolutely not.
Kadugala must be loving this.
He is really loving it because they are going to have 26 laps to race for, but Kadugala will hope that he's able to just continue to take it gently and calmly.
Kanim is 16th of a second behind Kadugala.
Eric is really hunting Kadugala, really hunting him down. 8/10 of a second. Can he get his man? And the turn comes right in the nick of time for Kadugala. But not for long.
Eric kisses the entry. That gives Kadugala some breathing room, but he's still within DRS range.
Beautiful turn by Eric in there.
Eric seems to be. Oh no!
Oh no! Joel Kamadi!
He can't seem to catch a break this time round.
He did warn us that the street race is really not easy, and testament to his story, he's not having a good race. B1 is enjoying the castle turn because he's really having
barriers.
He's into 3rd position. He really has to continue.
Eric does not want to give Kadugala any breathing room whatsoever.
6/10 of a second. Can he finally get his man? Can he get his man? Can Eric finally find himself in a position to challenge the championship leaders? For Eric, where Hamilton is, it plays right into his hands because Hamilton finishes out of the top 3 and Eric will find himself as the championship leader because he's finished within the top 3 in the last 2 races.
An amazing story and testament to cause. Oh no, and
both of them are kissing that barrier.
They're both panicking.
That's what it means to be at the top.
And Hamilton overtakes on the back straight. DRS has been finally enabled. Will this give Eric a better chance to overtake. And Kadugala knocks the wall at the exit. He seems to be panicking. Eric can smell blood, can definitely smell blood.
That was a beautiful turn from Eric. 9/10 of a second separating the two drivers. The corners seem to be coming right in the nick of time for Kadugala, aren't they?
And they're coming thick and fast. So it depends on who can actually put in a clean lap. And crucially, Kadugala is out of DRS range through the cutter section. He managed to eke out 0.5 of a second through that section alone.
There's something really not working out well for Hamilton, but he finds himself behind Samuel King and is in 5th position. Started off at 10th and is now into 5th. He could walk away with the drive of the day, a 1.
Commentators curse, they say.
Kadugala has kissed that barrier, and it just may have played Eric right back into it, and it's a long straight. It's a long straight.
He's too far back though. He's too far back to mount any challenge of note, unfortunately. But at the end of the straight, Eric has managed to cut that one. Oh, I spoke too soon. Kadugala pulls that advantage back.
Give these men some bit of drinks, because what a race they are having. We're on board with the championship leaders. Eric right behind Kadugala. Kadugala kissed that wall again, but he knows he has got to keep pushing and pushing. And Eric is hunting him down ever so closely. 1.4 seconds separating the two drivers.
And Eric kisses the wall at the exit. Well, that would definitely compromise him heading into the cutter section.
It's 1 second separating the two drivers. Beautiful turn by Eric, who has been warned for exceeding the track limits. Eric hunting his man.
Oh no, Eric. Crucially, he's within DRS
range. Oh, they both kissed.
They're both pushing, but unfortunately, so both can't seem to mount a clean lap.
This is it.
Eric is out of DRS range.
Kadugala is out of DRS range, rather. Oh, yes. Hamilton can't seem to figure out a way to get past Samuel King, because Samuel King has a whole 12 seconds ahead of Hamilton, and Biwall has a whole 19 seconds. Biwall loves this track. He enjoys it. He relishes it. And is having an absolute flyover race. He's in 3rd position, and he'll be watching the top drivers with so much anticipation, because anything gives him room to get back into it.
And crucially, Eric is not giving Kadugala any breathing room. He's staying within the 1.4, 1.8 second range, and he drops back to 2 seconds, unfortunately.
That should be enough. That should give Kadugala some bit of room to breathe going into the castle turn.
Beautiful maneuver from Eric. And he gains back that lost advantage. Oh, and he overcooks the exit.
Joel Kamade is bringing it on as well. And now he's just about 14 seconds behind Gerald. The top two in Italy are battling it out for who gets to finish last in Azerbaijan. Hamilton giving it everything. Samuel King not blinking an eye. And Biwall has lost a bit of time, because now Samuel King is within 4 seconds of Biwol, who had a whole 15 seconds on him. Biwol needs to step on that accelerator. He really needs to put the time difference between him and Samuel King. Because guess what? Once Hamilton gets past Samuel King, it's Biwol is going for.
And Kadugala has some breathing room now. 3.1 seconds ahead.
3.3 seconds actually is now really breathing. Where could it have gone wrong for Eric? Because they seem just within the proximity of each other.
I think Eric was overcooking it and panicking way too much.
Yeah.
And overdoing it, unfortunately. But he had Kadugala, had he kept it clean.
Oh no!
This will definitely bring up the safety car. Oh!
And Samuel King just about takes advantage of that and overtakes Biwol. Bernard is not happy about it at all. But you know what? He can still be able to get himself in the top championship because the leader is having 19 seconds on Biwol, which ideally means that if the leader pits now and Kadugala is in the pit, he baited them and he got himself into the pit.
Still too early for a pit stop. I wonder.
You wonder because just 6 laps gone and he's already pitting. And now Eric finds himself ahead of Kadugala. He needs to push, absolutely push, because he needs to create a difference of about 18 seconds between him.
19 seconds to be safe.
To be safe. Samuel King is coming out of the pit lane, driving for moving ads, and he gets right into it.
I wonder, what is Kadugala's play here? Because that was an early pit stop.
It was really an early pit stop. You're thinking probably because he's gone and put on mediums. The question is he putting on mediums so he can go the entire race, or it's a case of let me bait him and see what he does?
But Eric is not biting, unfortunately.
You realize that Eric has lost a bit of time, and Kadugala is catching up with Eric. And now the question is it the soft tires wearing out for Eric, and Kadugala is taking advantage of his fresh yellow tires?
Definitely, but then this may come back to haunt Kadugala later on in the race.
Yeah, because once Eric pits, you'll have much fresher tires.
Much fresher.
And he should be able to push ever so closely. What happened? He's entered into the pit lane. Eric, what is gone for the yellows as well, which means Kadugala gets to take back his position, and now he has a 7-second advantage over Eric. Quite a race, ladies and gentlemen. Quite a race. But hear this out. Hamilton finds himself in 4th. Joel is in 6th. And Joel really needs to keep pushing if he's able to catch up with the top drivers.
Did Samuel King pit?
Yes, he did pit. It's interesting. He pitted and got the hard tires. You're wondering why go for the hards, because the mediums could have also taken him through the entire race.
I think he wants to go to the end on tires he can lean on more in the end. Once others' tires have started to wear down. Yes.
Interesting.
But it all depends on if the other drivers overcook their tires. Yes. Oh, and Eric puts it through the castle section.
Hamilton is hunting down B wall. Can he get DRS? Ooh. Not the kind of turn B wall would have wanted. But he finds, and he goes a little too wide for his own liking. Can Hamilton get DRS? Because any moment now, Kadugala set the fastest lap. Any moment now, Hamilton is hunting B-Wall. He's hunting him, pouncing, and he overtakes B-Wall. Hamilton is into third. But remember, Hamilton is yet to pit.
Make a pit stop.
And he started on hard tires meanwhile, so meaning he has the ability
to go longer than the others.
To go longer and make a pit stop later in the race and go in for the soft tires to probably go and get even a fastest lap. The luxury that not most of these drivers do not have. And because remember, if he goes and pits around the 15th lap, he goes in for softs and he comes out and is able to actually win this race.
All this depends on if the leaders make a mistake.
That is very true because
I don't see Hamilton gaining a second a lap to mount a challenge anytime soon, unless the leaders' tires massively drop off.
But look at Eric and Kadugala going at it. Eric is now 9.8 seconds behind Kadugala, who had a whole 12 seconds advantage over him.
But crucially, Hamilton is 5 seconds behind Eric.
That's very important.
Hamilton can win this, you know.
Hamilton could win this race. He could win this race. Let's look at where the Italian Grand Prix winner is. Joel, who had a whole 44 seconds behind Samuel King, is now just half a second behind Samuel King. Do you think he could also find himself within reasonable positions?
It all depends on whatever happens around him, because I don't see anything changing drastically unless someone bins it.
Quite a slow turn from Eric in there. Eric hoping that Kadugala makes a mistake. The fans hoping that Kadugala can finally be able to mount a challenge for this championship. He needs a win. He needs this win. B-Wall is coming out of the pit stop just about now, which only means one thing, that now Joel Kamadi is 48 seconds, and Joel utterly bins it. He's having a race to forget. If there ever was a story to write about, it would be about the misfortunes and the fortunes of Joel Kamadi.
And coincidentally, B-Wall is enjoying himself in fifth position.
He's having
Hamilton bins
it to the castles. Oh my God! Breathing space for Eric. Absolutely binned it.
And that takes and that essentially neutralizes the advantage he had earlier with the tire choice.
That is true. And now it means he has to make a pit stop anytime now to get faster tires to mount a challenge on these other drivers.
But if he pits, he's dropping beyond B-Wall. He'll come out in sixth.
He'll come out behind B-Wall, which means he has to push so much in 16 laps. It's something you don't see quite often, do you?
No. Unless he has other ulterior motives with the strategy, but he's not coming in anytime soon by the looks of it. So he must be going way longer. But he's dropping. He's losing pace.
He's losing pace. He's lost so much space.
But the only advantage is those behind him also can't seem to close the gap.
Yeah, because a whole 16 seconds between him and Samuel King. Not quite something that you'd have expected from a team that is trying to challenge. Eric needs to keep within Kadugala. and Kadugala is leaving nothing to chance.
Kadugala was taking it gingerly through the cattle section, did not want to risk anything.
Oh, Eric is...
And that's the reason why Kadugala was going way slower than usual through the castle section.
It is incredible that just about 50 meters of a distance can determine so much for a driver.
And Eric seems to be pushing way too hard than he should.
I mean, if you want to win the championship, you have to push.
that is true, but then there's a fine line between pushing too hard and the right amount of pushing.
Yeah, that is true. And I think this is something that most of these drivers will have to...
Oh, and
Eric brings it yet again. Oh my goodness. Is it the pressure?
But what pressure? He must be putting the pressure on himself and no one else.
He needs to come down and just race, keep it clean, and ensure that he stays away from the barriers, because there and only there can he be able to mount challenge, because that is where Kadugala is getting advantage over him. And B-Wall finds himself in the barriers yet again. He started off well, quite a race he was having, and then it just started falling apart. Just started falling apart.
And Eric cooks it through the castle section again. Eric has no one to blame but himself, because he seems to be pushing way too harder than he should. Kadugala having the time of his life out in front with a 13-second advantage. All he needs to do now is course to the end. Oh, and B-Wall brings it again through the cutter section. You have to wonder, will the race leader let the pressure get to him? Or will he just coast and cruise to the end?
You get the feeling that this is a time when Hamilton should be thinking about pitting, because he pits now, he still comes out ahead of Samuel King.
Yeah. And Hamilton loses connection briefly. But how did Samuel King lose all that time?
He has fresher tires, and you're thinking, because fresher tires, he should have been gaining up on Hamilton, who is having on hards that have lasted longer.
It's quite strange, really. Because you would think Samuel King with the fresher tires would be able to...
But guess what? We have a race in our hands, ladies and gentlemen. The difference between Kadugala and Eric is 5 seconds.
But the question is, can Eric keep it clean for the next couple of laps to mount a significant challenge?
That's a big ask and a big question that everyone should be having right now.
Remains to be seen.
It's down, it's ever so closely coming down to 4 seconds, but it's 5 seconds separating the two race leaders. And that, ladies and gentlemen, means one thing and only one thing, that we could actually have a race in our hands. B-Wall is into 4th, Hamilton is into 3rd, Eric second, Kadugala is the race leader, and Joel Kamade is into sixth.
I wonder what Hamilton is doing because he hasn't pitted yet. This would be the best opportunity to pit on two softs.
It definitely is the best time for him to pit into softs. Gives him more power to push, but importantly, when he pits now, he comes out right ahead of Samuel King and Bewall. However, if he continues to wait and continues to make some of those errand mistakes, it only means one thing, that he's going to lose out time, losing out time by the time he gets up. And who is lost in there? It is Eric. Eric loses time. He had this race. He had his man. And then, out of nowhere, he lost the race leader, and it's now a whole 16 seconds separating him and the race leader. Kadugala is definitely biting his lips and thinking, I have this race to take home.
But he also has to keep it clean.
Now, with the focus that you're seeing in that man's face, you could only see one thing and only one thing. He wants his victory. Oh, we have a race. Hamilton on Eric. Hamilton, can he get his man? And yes, he did. Yes, he got his man. And Hamilton is into second. Eric, because of what happened in the castle section, is lost out. Oh my goodness.
Eric being asked to pit again. I wonder, will he take the pit stop?
Oh, and Hamilton is also being asked to pit again.
Hamilton hasn't pitted yet, crucially.
He hasn't pitted, and if he is to pit, this is the moment for him to pit.
Because you can't wait any longer. Oh, there we go.
This is going to be interesting between the two drivers.
No, I said I was trying to come inside, you were trying to push me out. What is what I was doing?
Oh no. Samuel King and Bewall
Having a go at each other.
having a go at it. Castle section is where the difference is.
Eric is at his best when he's chasing down someone. But when he's out in front, he seems to make way too many mistakes.
Is he really at his best?
When he's chasing down someone.
Because he lost Kadugala. We can't say he was at his best, can
Fair
we?
point.
Can Eric get his man?
Who's going to pit first, I wonder?
I think this is going to come down to who is going to pit first. Who is pitting? Who is?
No one.
No one is pitting. Everyone is choosing to just go the long mile.
Has Hamilton just forgotten to pit?
He has forgotten to pit. Could that be crucial in the long run?
It will, because that's a 10-second time penalty.
Can Eric pit anytime now? Because he pits now, he comes out in third, but guess what? If he pits now,
But the question is, what will the time penalty be if he doesn't? If Hamilton does not pit, will it be 25 seconds or 10 seconds? So Eric can't take that chance.
can't take that gamble.
What is Hamilton playing at?
That's a question that I'm also asking myself, because the pit crew is ready for him, but he's not biting.
The pit window was open 4 laps ago.
He has to pit between now and lap 23. The same goes for Eric. But like I said, whoever gets to pit now will take advantage of who pits later. Kadugala is there checking his tires and is absolutely happy about it, because the difference between him and Hamilton is a whole 18 seconds. My oh my.
Essentially a year in Formula One sounds.
Look at Eric's tires. They will definitely need him to pit anytime now. When is Hamilton going to pit? When is Eric going to pit? Does Kadugala need to pit?
I don't think so.
He doesn't need to.
Because if Hamilton pits now, he comes out, let's see, 35 seconds behind Hamilton. And that would need, 35 seconds behind Kadugala. And that would need Hamilton to lap 2 seconds a lap in order to mount a
challenge.
Which
On the Grand Prix.
So which I don't see happening.
It's going to be really difficult, isn't it?
All Kadugala has to do is keep it clean and ride this wave out to the end.
Who is going to bite? Who is going to pit? And we have a yellow flag. It's all good to go now. Eric and Hamilton are going at each other. Kadugala has entered the pit stop.
Kadugala in the pits. He's not taking any chances by the looks of it. Oh, and there goes Hamilton's advantage.
Just behind Eric. So who gets to come out? A brilliant pit stop from Hamilton. He gets ahead of Eric. It's now a question of who gets to drive faster.
But crucially, Eric is just behind Hamilton. Question is, can he keep it?
Can he chase his man down?
Can he keep it at the gearbox of Hamilton till they get to the DRS section? Kadugala played this beautifully.
Absolutely. This is his race to take home. This is his race to lose because he pitted right in the nick of time.
He has a 3-second time penalty, but that shouldn't worry him.
Because he has a whole 20 seconds advantage
to play with.
All he has to make sure is that he doesn't drop below 10 seconds or even below 5 seconds of the next person. And
Eric overcooks the exit.
My word.
Heading into the castle section, unfortunately.
And that is what Hamilton was going for. And guess what? With just a few laps to go, Eric chose to go with the mediums, while Hamilton decided to go for the softs.
Hamilton played it absolutely to perfection.
But are you seeing something interesting? There is a time section that is dropping between Gerald and Kadugala. Guess what? Eric has a 3 seconds penalty. Buell has an 8 seconds penalty. Kadugala 3-second penalty. But Kadugala is absolutely not leaving anything to chance. Because
crucially, Kadugala and Hamilton on the same tires, so that's a net zero cancel. So any advantage Hamilton hoped to gain is now cancelled out by Kadugala.
And Kadugala will just have to make sure that he doesn't kiss the barriers. He has to keep this race clean between now and the end of this race. And
with the amount of mistakes we have seen, 7 laps is a long time.
Long time. I mean, remember when in Italy, when it all was looking like
it went wrong for Hamilton. We all thought
it was Hamilton to take it home, and then out of nowhere, Joel Kamadi becomes champion after hunting down his man. But where's Joel right now? He's still in 6th. He did warn us that the street race was not going to be easy, and he's proven us right. That it's not easy.
pay them. Pay them to insult us.
Hamilton and Kadugala are trading fastest sectors.
And you think the time is 17 seconds separating first from second. Hamilton is absolutely hungry for this Baku race.
As Kadugala
Kadugala says the fastest lap. You love to see men exchanging fastest laps, don't you? It's just one for you, one for me. Everyone gets a fastest lap. "16 seconds.
And Hamilton overcooks the exit and definitely cost him half a second.
And Eric is watching him, absolutely watching him, getting ever so closely. Kadugala is kissing that barrier way too often and way too more than he would have loved to. That was a good maneuver by Hamilton.
This is tense.
It's becoming really tense, isn't it? Because Hamilton is hunting down Kadugala and Eric is hunting down Hamilton. Separating Hamilton and Eric is 3 seconds. So, what a race we are going to have, ladies and gentlemen. But Eric has 3 seconds penalty. And Kadugala has kept it clean because now it's 18 seconds separating him from Hamilton. He needs to keep it that way. He needs to be calm. He needs to be patient and just keep pushing ever so softly and gently. Samuel King will be very happy that he has a 51-second advantage on Joel Kamade, but he knows he has to keep pushing because he now has B-Wall in his sight with 3 seconds separating the two of them. Eric hunting his man down, 3.4 seconds separating them.
And crucially, Hamilton is eking out that advantage, but I just think Kadugala has too much of an advantage. Barring any mistakes, I don't see this lead changing, but I will.
Now, remember it was a two-pit stop strategy. Hamilton is being told he has to pit between lap and the 25th lap, meaning he could find himself out of the top 3 if all goes this way. He should have pitted earlier and given himself enough window, and now he has a lot, and I kid you not, a lot to worry about.
What was he playing at earlier? The pit window was open when he had the opportunity.
My, oh my. That, and guess what? Kadugala is also being told that the pit window is open. So if he wants to pit, he can still pit. But I'm not certain. If I'm leading this race, then that's a decision I really wanted to take.
I would not take that chance as well.
And Kadugala has entered the pit. The champion, the race leader is in the pit and is going in for another set of mediums. Can Kadugala
comes into the pits as well?
Hamilton is into the pits as well.
And Eric is going for the overcut.
He's definitely had the overcut. He does not necessarily have to enter the pit.
Eric pitted twice, so he doesn't need to pit again.
He doesn't need to pit again. And he finds himself in second position. He's going to love this. He's going to love this because Hamilton has just come out and now he's 12 seconds behind Eric. Kadugala knows that he's played it absolutely brilliantly. With just 4 laps to go, he could take...
Was this a team game? Was this a team play?
I mean, Black Hawk absolutely played it safe. They played it out well. They knew what their driver needed to do. He's done exactly that, and he's absolutely enjoying that Casa section. Absolutely. For Hamilton, it's all to do now.
I don't think Hamilton is catching Eric anytime soon.
What is separating Eric and Kadugala now is 4 seconds. This is absolutely madness.
And Kadugala has a 3-second time penalty.
This is not what he wanted.
But coincidentally,
Eric
has as well.
Could this play out well for Hamilton? Because he gets closer and he could find himself within the top 2 positions.
Let's wait and see. This next lap is crucial for him. See how much time he'll eke out in this lap. But I don't think so.
He's really trying to close down that gap. And he has 4 laps to play with. So the question is, can he continue pushing? Can he maintain a clean race? Because only that will guarantee him of an opportunity to catch up with the 2 race leaders.
But then you see, coincidentally, the top 2 are also on the same tire strategy as he is. Oh, and Kadugala overcooks the exit.
And Eric is getting DRS from overtaking the benchmarkers, the backmarkers rather.
I think they're also benchmarkers as well.
Well played. Eric gets again some DRS in there. He needs to keep it clean because what's separating the 2 of them now is 3.6 seconds. Any time from now, he's going to be seeing his man. And he has to hunt him down. Gerald is getting ever so close because now he's within 9 seconds. 7 seconds separating these 2. Ladies and gentlemen, whatever you are doing, you might want to get to the edge of your seat because that's where we are now. Because this race has gone from he's going to win it too, anybody could take it home. The fans are loving it.
But more importantly, Kadugala has a 12-second advantage over Hamilton, so he can breathe.
He can breathe.
But a 9-second penalty if you take in the penalties as well.
Yeah. Can Hamilton get some DRS? Yes, he does. Gerard gets the fastest lap. He's really chasing down his men. Eric has got to keep pushing and maintain it clean because he has a 3-second penalty. He has to keep this race clean.
And Eric keeps losing time lap after lap. He can't seem to keep it clean.
He just needs to breathe and just take it gently. He knows this track. He raced severally on this track.
In the meantime, let's see what Buell and Joel are up to.
Eric will breathe so much because Hamilton took some time off there. But he's back in.
Eric is 5 seconds behind.
Eric is 4 seconds behind Kadugala.
But factoring in penalties, he's 8 seconds behind.
Oh dear. Oh dear. What a race we have on our hands. Ladies and gentlemen, what a race. Hamilton now sees his man. He's seeing him. And he's going to hunt him down.
I don't think that's Eric.
Oh, that's Joel. Can Hamilton get some more DRS in there? And he gets past Joel, the back marker. Joel has gone from being the race winner to being a back marker. It's not quite the race he and the next video I would have wanted.
I'm telling you.
And
That's absolutely fine.
2 laps to go. go. 5 seconds.
This is proper. Excuse me. This is proper edge of your seat stuff right here.
Because for Eric, if he can keep that 5-second difference, he stays within his second position.
Oh, and
Hamilton has
the exit.
gone way a little wide on the exit. Not what he would have wanted. Let's see what Eric does with the castle section. Oh no!
And equally,
Oh no! Yet again! Oh, but now 4 seconds separating the two drivers. Kadugala will be happy because these two are having to go at each other.
Kadugala is just coasting and cruising. He's not rushing anything.
3 seconds, 0.9 separating Hamilton from Eric. This is where the race is. This is where the madness is. Who keeps it clean? Who wants it more?
I think Hamilton has second place.
Hamilton. Eric.
As we go into the penultimate lap.
And Hamilton and Kadugala is looking at his first win of the season.
He just has to get it round.
Just has to keep within. Final lap between Eric and Hamilton. 3.2 seconds separating the two. All Hamilton needs to do is to be below 3 seconds because
Eric overcooks the exit.
Eric overcooks that exit yet again.
2.8 seconds.
2.8. Hamilton could actually find himself within second. Back into 3 seconds.
What happened?
What happened? Kadugala
And Hamilton overcooks the exit as well.
Oh my.
Eric can rest easy.
Kadugala is looking at the checkered flag anytime moment. Oh, and Eric will be relieved by what just happened. Absolutely relieved. 3.9 seconds separating the two. But we're going to go to the race leader, Kadugala. Hunting, and the checkered flag comes down for the race leader. Kadugala of Black Hawk wins it in Azerbaijan. He gets his first win of the season.
And crucially, Eric.
Eric comes in second. Hamilton in third. B-Wall. Samuel King is coming home in fourth. B-Wall in fifth. And the Italian Grand Prix winner, Joel, will come home to sixth position. What a race this has been.
Proper intense.
What a race this has been. We need to have a word with Kadugala, the race winner. Because in Italy, he got disqualified. He comes to Azerbaijan. He promised that every driver had a target on their back, and he delivered on his promise. And it's just about to come. Well, no wins. Well, I'm sure that you, Black Hawk team sponsored by Rab Sports, are going to go home and try and, shake this win off, celebrate with a couple of drinks here and there, and wait for the next race and hope that, again, you can take advantage of that.
Yeah, definitely. Because what we are looking at here is to have a shark mentality, a shark kind of mentality. You you smell blood, you do not want to stop feasting. We smelled blood in Bahrain, but what happened, and we came back in Monza and we hadn't got everything right. I think something was wrong with the car, but when we fixed everything and came back to Baku, we took the win. And thank you, everyone.
All right, that's your race winner, Kadugala. Very, very happy man indeed. here at Akamwesi Mall at Gaza Road with the next level experience. Kadugala starts on pole, Gerard Hamilton in second, Samuel King is in third. That is Joel Biwol and Kanim. They will have to start fighting it all there from the back of the grid. And it's lights out, away we go. Biwol, what happened in Monza?
For some of us who started in the midfield and towards the back of the grid, you can't overtake until you're on the main straight. I ended up, not on podium, close to the podium. I could sniff it. I could sniff it. Yeah. But it was a very, very awesome race.
You love Baku. What happened? Where did it all go wrong for you?
Wide yet again.
I think I panicked at some point. I saw somebody in my driving mirrors. And instead of driving my race, I was kind of, I tried to defend a bit more. He was smarter. Ultimately, how you start the race determines a lot on how you end up.
The legend Samuel King racing for moving earth.
And there we go. Samuel King has been knocked.
I got taken out in the first turn. And from there, I just went downhill, but stuck through it and tried to salvage all I could. And we got fifth.
Yeah.
So, frustrating race, but we got what we could.
What happened in Baku? Because Baku had a 2 pit stop strategy, and it's kind of disorganized most of the drivers. How did that go for you?
Qualified second, taken out in T1. Yes, same story.
Yeah.
Salvaged what I could and looking forward to the next race.
At the start is where everything falls apart for you.
Well, I have to just avoid other drivers. Because in quali, the pace is there. When other drivers are in the mix, that's when things get crazy. Yeah. So avoiding other drivers and sticking with the plan.
We're still at the beginning of the season, and anything, and I mean anything, can happen.
Hamilton!
Exit of the chicane.
What was that?
Hamilton is the man everyone came to beat this time round. And guess what? They got the better of him. Not once, but twice. And this time round, they got him in Monza and in Baku.
And Hamilton.
Hamilton! Oh no! And Joel is into the lead! Joel is into the lead!
It was unfortunate that I actually knocked that stone and spun, and if I had known it. For Baku was really a tight race. I kept my qualification as clean as I usually do, but I don't know how I got my lap invalidated. I really didn't see that coming. I doubt there's anyone in that room who can handle a car with barely as much downforce as I did, and I barely knocked compared to if you exclude the first 3 laps when I was tossing it out to the AI. I won't hope. I know I will.
Joel Kamadi is the winner of the Italian Grand Prix. He takes the championship away from Hamilton.
The man who has won the Italian Grand Prix, courtesy of Next Level Experience.
Yeah, Italian Grand Prix in Monza was a good one for me. I think I got my strategy right. I was following Hamilton, and eventually he made a mistake with a lap to go, and I capitalized on it, and I got the job done.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the easiest of tasks. That turn 1 in Monza was my weakness, but somehow after about probably 15 laps, I got the hang of it. I was able to maneuver around, and I got it.
Kadugala, like I said, he had both fortune and misfortune.
And Kadugala has been disqualified. This is not what we expected.
I spun and I couldn't get the car back on the road, and that was the end of the race for me there.
You went into Baku having promised every driver that they had a target on their back, and you delivered on your word.
Kadugala hunting, and the checkered flag comes down for the race leader. Kadugala of Black Hawk wins it in Azerbaijan. He gets his first win of the season.
And all I needed was a win.
Yeah.
All I needed was a win, and it was supposed to be the way it was. It was a solid win. It was a dominant win. I knew we were starting on softs, but for a very short run.
Yeah.
And then you go in for mediums, right? And then the last stint, you still do mediums.
Ladies and gentlemen, you want to keep your eyes out for these drivers, because everything, all the drama, all the action is brought to you by, that is Next Level Experience. It's brought to you by Moving Ads and Newsleaver. We are bringing you nothing but the very best of entertainment on esports in Uganda.